just going to discuss quickly the three top mistakes that buyers make when entering into contract. Number one, they leave out violations or open permits. There's no mention of it in the contract. You must buy a property free of violations, and all open permits must be closed out unless discussed with the seller prior to the deal happening. Number two is buyers fail to do their inspection and to properly inspect the property. There's some buyers out there that are super eager to just jump into the deal where they forego the inspection. Please don't do that. We had a situation where we had a client that did not want to do the inspection. Thankfully, they did, and they found out that there is a problem with the gas in the house. So please get those inspections in before you sign the contract. Lastly is a funding contingency. Okay, big mistake for buyers to keep it out of the contract. This comes into play with mortgage contingent deals. In those type of deals, the buyers must get a mortgage commitment letter from the bank. And once they get that letter, they are locked into the deal. There's no way out unless they have that funding contingency, which basically says, okay, even if the bank gave a commitment letter to the buyer, what happens if the bank goes bankrupt or they don't have any money to fund the buyer at closing? So we always make sure that the contract has a provision in there that states, okay, even if the buyer got the mortgage commitment letter, they could still back out of the deal if ultimately the lender does not have the money to give to the buyer. So to summarize, three of the mistakes that buyers can make when entering into a contract to buy a house or a condo or co-op. There's no mention of the violations or the open permits in the contract. Number two, the buyer fails to conduct the proper inspection of the house. Number three, the contract has no mention of a funding contingency to get the buyer out of the deal if there's no funding from the bank. So that's exactly why you need to hire a real estate lawyer to review this, to make sure that you are getting the proper protection. If you're not hiring a real estate lawyer for this, you already messed up.